It was in my debate with an atheist I learned all the religions and tried to become a philosopher of the word. This is a great read, man. And I quote the Quran. Has not the story reached them of those before them, of the people of Noah and Ad and Tamad and the people of Abraham and the dwellers of Midian and the overthrown cities? Their messages came to them with clear arguments. So Allah wronged them not, but they wronged themselves. The Holy Quran. You feel me? It's a great read. The scripture states that we are all gods, Elohim, and children of the Most High God. Spirit alone cannot sustain or produce anything but spirit, the breath of life, which is void of intelligence without a material form. If this were not the case, we would be wandering around aimlessly as particles of dust without form and the energy of consciousness. When we think a thought, are we conscious of where that thought came from? Does it originate from intelligence and the vastness of space? The divine teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brings consciousness, God's power and force, and every living being who has capacity to think through darkness until we materialize something that is tangible and real. This is the reason why no one can argue successfully with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and win, because he has taught the reality of God, who came himself in person and not by spook from some imaginary expression from where was I? Imaginary existence outside of the world of thought. We of the Black original nation are co-creators with the Almighty Supreme Being, His divine creation of the vast extent of the entire universal world, and keeping on our main subject of Masonry and the Nation of Islam. We draw in our inspiration and lead from the divine teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You feel me? But like every religion want to quote their prophet, the Adventists want to quote Ellen G. White, you know. But at the end, is this one quote, you know. We have one God. That's the foundation, you know. There is one God and no one else but God. You know, you guys have to understand, everybody seeks to want to define God in their own ideology. But at the end of it, you know, it states right here, this is the fundamental principles of Islam, a belief in one God. For our God is one God, you know. So theology can try to miscrew and conclude and, you know, have their own philosophy of who God is, but every religion will interpret it differently, because again, like they said, Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them done unto you. And the Buddha would say, Confucius would say the golden rule. You understand? Doing the same thing. It's just every religion interpret God in their own understanding. And when you try to rationalize who God is, that's when you just will go crazy. You understand? For God is too vast. God is not something that can be defined